inevitable.
What up, what up, what up? It is Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The first show of 2022 out of the gate. The Chaos Central crew. I am your host, Eddie Graham. My boys are in the house, and this is the Chaotic Conversation. How's everyone doing?
I am doing good.
Glad doing to be great.
Yep. If I'm being totally honest, it felt really good not having to be on a schedule, could do streams when you felt like it, not feeling obligated, which I had no problem with my obligations. But it really felt really good. I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about Monday trying to code the episode, these questions. So
I mean, to be honest, everybody knows what it's like. If you work, if you do anything, you have to be on a schedule. You got places you got to be every day, or a certain time of the week, whatever. Everybody understands that you got to take that break from it occasionally. And I mean, honestly, it was the right time. New Year's and Christmas, right there. Boom, boom. Hey, you know what?
I ain't complaining at all, bro. Nope. I ain't complaining at all. Well, before we get into it, I want to thank the people in the chat, which is G Major. What's up? He said, about time you clowns came back. Yep, we are back. Jason Lee Tucker said, what up, guys?
What is going on?
What up?
Jason said, Danny, has AB made it to South Carolina yet? He was running down the interstate, make it back home. I ain't seen him yet, but if he run up to Washington,
you'll take him?
We'll give him a shot.
You think he's running all the way up to Washington?
No, I think he might be done, bro.
Everything I'm hearing,
I tried to defend him the last time because I had a little bit of felt some kind of way about his coach, but you can't fix stupid. And,
I'm glad you said that. So now can we admit that AB and Bell,
I'll give you AB. I ain't giving you Bell.
You still won't give Bell.
No, I ain't giving you Bell.
Where is Bell at, anyways?
Nowhere.
Mike Tom had a hand in that man's career. I don't care what nobody say.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, he
but
did.
After what happened here, and then I think he went wherever he went, or like what happened in New Jersey, or the Jets, and then it happened here. He talked shit on the coach, and then a bunch of the guys, took coaches back, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that," or whatever. And then wherever he went after that, I think he did something there. Yeah, listen, when it follows you, and I tell my kid this all the time, look at the situation. If there's always a problem, you can't point to everybody else saying it's the problem.
Yes.
If the problem's following you, then you probably need to look in the mirror.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a hand in it, but I'm just saying, and I'm going to stick by this. We all know football is there's a love for it, but there's also a business. And I strongly feel if I was a coach and Anzo, Chris was a player, and Terrence a player, and say, look, coach, I ain't trying to cause no ruckus, but man, I'm trying to get my money. I'm a running back. I only got a 10-year window, 10-year shelf life, get max contract. I don't think as a coach I'd be on there talking about he ain't dedicated, he ain't this, he ain't that. No, I'd be like, okay, hey, look, I wish he was here, but I understand the man trying to get his money. And if it was me, I think I'd be trying to facilitate everything I could to try to help the man get his money, because Mike Tomlin got a heavy voice in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I feel quite strongly if he went to the Rooney family and said, hey, look, man, I need this cat. Let's give him his money.
But maybe Mike Tomlin never thought he was worth it. And it proves that he hasn't performed anywhere else, that he wasn't
Mm,
worth that money.
yeah, but that's the same thing. Like you can say the same thing about Belichick systems. A lot of only person that gets somewhere and been successful is Tom Brady
And Gronk.
and Gronk, and that's
Yeah.
a direct
But
correlation. They tethered together.
right, but that just to show you that maybe the money they give these guys are not worth it. Yes, you play good in my system, but you go anywhere else, you prove that you're not that great of a running back, and that's what happened with him. That's how I feel about it. So
Yeah.
he didn't deserve it. I don't think he deserved that
He
money he was
had
asking for.
he had a style that worked for a season and a half, and that was that
Mhm.
wait, pause, and then
Right.
after people figured it out, and that's football. And I think we're going off the track here, but
Yeah,
For
this is a Saturday conversation.
square
Really,
one
I know it is.
conversation.
Let's talk about that on Saturday. You put that on a Saturday conversation. We'll get to that. Okay.
All right, people. We glad you're here. Danny Lion Fluff, Ellipson Minus. I think first time I'm seeing you.
I
Welcome
love
to the
food.
show.
He said that's I love food.
Oh, he changed his name. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. I love food. Thank you, sir. Drop Shop, what's up? Happy New Year to you, sir. And we're gonna get into it. Ninjoy, what's up, bro? Don't quit YouTubing. All right.
No, don't.
That's all I'm gonna say.
For
First question, first topic, rather. Do you think the Book of Boba Fett would be a success at the end of its first season, or do you think it'll be a flop? I'll say it again. Do you think the Book of Boba Fett at the end of its first season would be considered a success or a flop? Terrence, you go first, bro.
Yeah, I saw the Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's not great or anything, but I think that humans they have all these high expectations, I guess, and when it's not met, then they will unfairly criticize something. But I haven't really been seeing a whole lot of buzz on it. But I think it'll be fine. I think by the time you get maybe another episode or two, perhaps, depending on what they show, then you'll get even more humans watching that are than what is currently being watched at the moment. But I don't really know if there's a lot of humans watching it. I do know that it's a Star Wars property, so I assume somebody's watching
I got a question for you, Terrence. You watch Boondocks, right?
it. Yeah.
And you know how Uncle Ruckus hated black people and he was black, all right?
Right. Yeah, I remember that character.
You seem to hate humans and you're human. How does that work? How does that
Well,
work?
okay, well,
Because I saw your video the other night.
I cannot confirm nor deny, nor do I think science has yet proven that Terrence is fully human. But I'm just going to throw that out there.
I mean, it's like I've been saying for like the past 19 years, and humans seem to ignore what I say, and then they just kind of put their own spin on it. I don't hate anyone. I don't like humans, but to me, like, I don't do hate for the same reasons I don't do love. That would make someone way too important. So I don't feel those types of things. To me, I can look at someone and go, this person don't mean shit to me, right? Like, they can get hit by a bus, wouldn't bat an eye, but that doesn't mean that I have like some sort of hate or grudge towards them. So usually when I say stuff like I don't like most humans, a lot of humans they take it the wrong way, like, oh, what's wrong with us? You must hate us, and they put all that emotional shit on it. I'm like, it ain't even that serious to me. It's actually almost as cut and dry as I say it. But again, humans will think what they want, and more often than not, it's usually the same. And then I have to explain it, which I don't mind because, me being who I am, I found myself, having to explain myself a lot, but that just goes with the nature of the game. When you're essentially not blending in with those around you, there will be more questions than anything else.
Okay, good deal. Anzo, what do you think? Book of Boba could be a flop or going to be a hit?
Oh God, I hope it's a hit, but with the history of Star Wars, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a flop. It isn't that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. I still had a few issues with the first episode. I'm actually gonna watch the second episode. I'm not like overly excited for it. But I think it's gonna do what they all do. I think it's gonna be right up there with Mandalorian. Hopefully, it'll end with some sort of cliffhanger or something that makes people be like, "Oh my gosh, I got to see the next season," you know. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think no, I don't think it's gonna be a flop. No, I don't know.
Okay, Chris, what do you think, sir?
Um, I think that after we were done with the full Mandalorian, even with all the issues, and when I say all the issues, I mean a lot of it was small things. I feel the same way about this as I do the Mandalorian. The only thing I wish is they would have made this the Mandalorian and just call it Boba Fett. And if you wanted to change the title of it at some point, now it's the Book of Boba or whatever. Um, it would have. I think they would have served themselves better because it'd make more sense that here is Boba Fett, maybe, and then instead of making him go after the child and have a bounty on the child, perhaps somebody pays him to go and find the child, pick him up, take him, and get him to where he belongs. And I think that would have been a much better storyline than what the Mandalorian has offered us. And you could have still had a lot of the same characters in the Mandalorian that you had. You just take the Mandalorian out, you substitute him for Boba Fett. I think you would have a better show then. And now you're in season 3, and I think it would work better. But overall, what I saw so far, I am happy with. It could be better, but I'm not totally dismayed with what I saw. It's the first episode. They did some of the things they needed to do in the first episode. So I think because Favreau and Filoni are behind it, I think it'll do decently. So I think it will be considered a relative success. And I mean, it depends. I mean, if they throw somebody like Mace Windu into it, I know it won't matter how shitty the rest of the season was. They put Mace in there, you're going to be like, this was the best show ever that Star Wars has had. And I don't disagree with that. After what they did with Luke Skywalker, I have more faith in this show until they literally squeeze it all out of me. And right now, the first episode wasn't enough to do that. Yeah, I think they did fine. So I think it will be a success.
Okay. I too think it would be a success. I'm trying to figure out my mind. And I know that I'm Team Mace, but I'm trying to figure out in my mind what could be equal to or greater than the Luke Skywalker moment in Star Wars on these Disney Plus shows. And I can't think of nothing except a showdown between Boba and Mace would be equivalent to the Luke Skywalker moment. Unless
And
there's some other character that they build up in these next six episodes, which I don't know if
well,
that's going to get us to hate or like that person in that short amount of time.
there's two
But
people that I can name. One is
uh,
Cad Bane, which I've heard rumors he might be in this. But I since you did the thing about possibly Mace Windu being in the Mandalorian, I don't know why they wouldn't put him in this instead because it makes more sense here. And they did kind of already foreshadow that he probably will be in this at some point. Maybe not this season, but maybe next season, or maybe we'll get that first season shadow of Mace Windu like we did Boba Fett in the Mandalorian. And I think it makes more sense for Mace Windu to be in this. So, and then with it showing him remembering picking up his dad's helmet, I mean, I think that foreshadows that he'll probably be in this, and I think it's the right place to put him too.
well, um, Comics brought this up yesterday. We're still a little confused with the timeline. I mean, I can't tell you how much time passed. I can't tell you how old Boba should be. I don't know how much time passed from Revenge of the Sith time. So it's a lot of holes in there that needs to be carefully plugged and make sure continuity makes sense. Because if it doesn't, doggone Star Wars fans and purists are gonna be shouting bloody murder if it's not. So to me, the cool to be cool and to have that same kind of excitement that I've seen last year with Mandalorian with the Luke Skywalker moment. To me, that just comes to mind. So I hope, and like I said, after seeing that, after seeing the Ahsoka episode and seeing the Luke Skywalker episode, I think Star Wars is definitely going in the right direction, and I hope that this Boba Fett continues that positive writing and storytelling and excitement that we want to see. So I'm going to say yes. I think it's going to at the end of the season it's going to be a success. That's my vote. All right,
I put a I put a poll up there for you.
I saw it.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, Chris, put the poll up there. Please vote on it if you get opportunity. Saying, do you think, man? I mean, do you think Boba Fett would be a success? Yes or no? Um, at the end of this next topic, he'll give us the answer, and we'll see
Mhm.
what you out there are saying. Second topic, the next topic. There's some rumors going in the DCEU universe about Batman and Superman being replaced by Supergirl and Batgirl. They're gonna be taken at the forefront in the mantle, I guess, of Justice League. I think they're trying to. What I'm being told, what I'm hearing is that they're trying to eradicate the Snyderverse, and by doing that, they're going to replace two of the most iconic characters with females. So I know some people are woke alarm is going off. Um, if this is true, do you think it's a mistake? Um, are you happy about it, or you think it right at this point it's just rumor and conjecture? We're gonna let Anzo go first.
Yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I don't care. They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do as long as the movies are good. Like, but people are, no, you can't have um a Supergirl and this without having a good Superman and blah 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 blah, whatever. It kind of makes me question what the hell they're doing over there at Warner Brothers. But at the end of the day, man, it's either I'll watch it or I won't. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and dwell and cry. This is not my Superman. This is not my Batman. Blah 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 and all that crap. Hey man, if it's good, if it looks good, I'll go watch it. If it doesn't look good, I'll skip it. That's how I feel about it. I don't care.
Chris, what do you think?
It seems so stupid to take your two biggest earners out of your lineup and say we're going to put the little sister character of that character as the main character. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's going to flop, and this just proves to me that Warner Brothers knows nothing about DC, and it has nothing to do with them being a female. I don't care. They can make Robin or Nightwing the new main character that they want to go with. I don't care. They are taking the two heavy hitters of this company and basically saying, forget about it. I think it's ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah, because they got this, I guess, thinking that, women are going to move forward with these new universes. And again, at the same time, I don't care, but I can understand why people are so upset that they're not getting the Superman that they want or the Batman that they want. I can understand it, but whatever.
Terrence,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was a few days ago that one of my friends brought this to my attention, and I'm gonna tell you what I told that particular human. I think that that idea, assuming that they go exactly as has been explained, I think that's stupid as fuck. I'm like, I do like the regular Supergirl, not the one that they're doing. And I do like Batgirl. Barbara Gordon is awesome, but those characters don't work without the main characters. They just don't. Anyone that reads DC Comics will tell you that. So for them to swap out the universe and essentially start over, and then to start with that kind of shit is just, it makes no sense to me. If anything, it should be an opportunity for you to do things the right way. It's like you tried the Zack Snyder stuff. A lot of humans didn't like that. So you do what you call course correcting, and you do things the way you should be doing them. You should be focusing on your your Martian Manhunters, your Green Lanterns, your Batmans, your Supermans, and then you can do the sidekick characters that not a lot of humans give a fuck about, aside from those that actually read DC. So from a creative standpoint, that's where I'm coming at it. You'll get those spineless humans like, oh, you just have a problem with the females, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I ship these female characters more than the humans that are saying that stupid shit that don't even fucking read these comics, right? You always got some clowns saying something stupid. So I'm like, I absolutely love them, but I care about, why would you do something as important as Flashpoint and use it to start over and start wrong? It's weird to me, the placement of it all. So I don't like how it sounds, but of course, me being a huge DC fan, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna support it, and as I always say, I prefer to enjoy it. But that ideal of it sounds stupid as fuck.
Amen. It's
I agree with a lot what you said, Terrence. But my spin on this is that if Batman and Superman last two movies were flops, so to speak, I don't think they were flops, at least not in my opinion. Well, the last two actors that they had playing those iconic roles didn't do a good job, then I can see going a different direction. But the fact that everybody that I'm seen talking to, except for a select few, think that Ben Affleck is doing a good job as Batman, and I know he has his demons. I don't want him to take a role if it's going to cause him to fall back off the wagon and go on a downward spiral. But Henry Cavill wants to be Superman. I've heard other people say it. I've heard him say it in the interview that, and to me, he looks the part. I know people, and I say this, and no disrespect, Christopher Reeve was awesome for the way Superman was drawn back that day, and the way he carried himself in his role is iconic. It will forever be one of the stepping stones that launched comic book movies into the stratosphere they're in now. But as far as looking like Superman, like the comics that I've read and started reading, I mean, Henry Cavill was born for that shit. So I don't know why they're doing what they're doing now. I can imagine that the Supergirl story. I didn't read a lot of Supergirl, and if Batgirl gonna be anything like she's on the CW, that's not gonna cut it. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
I want to answer.
If I may, it's weird that they don't want to capitalize off the success of The Witcher, which has made Henry Cavill an even bigger star. And every time you look up, you got all these videos and polls. Everybody talking about, yo, where's Man of Steel 2? When's Henry Cavill gonna do another Superman? Does he want to do it? This man's on social media all the time, like, I'm done with The Witcher. Warner Brothers, you ready to make Superman? Okay, no, let me make another season. So like I said, stupid as fuck.
I want to answer Dandelion and Basel here. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that if it's entertaining and good, okay, fine, great. You don't take, and again, I'm taking out of this completely female characters. I'm saying any secondary character in DC, you do not stake your next run at movies on those people. And if they're going to go forward with Aquaman and they're going to go forward with Wonder Woman, those are the third and fourth characters in all of this. You need to run Batman and Superman, and if they're going with what's his name? Oh shoot, I can't remember. Robert Pattinson. Run with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Fine, okay, you still got Batman, but they've already stated that that's not going to be in any universe. It's a standalone by itself. There it is. In whatever universe they try to create, if they're going to, they may not. They may decide that they're just going to go over to the side and say everything's solo movies from this point on, or everything's contained within their character, which doesn't make any sense again because this has been the problem with Warner Brothers because they're still running Shazam, they're still running Wonder Woman, they're still running Aquaman, they're still running The Flash, they're still running Black Adam, which is tied to Shazam. This is the problem with Warner Brothers. You're not making sense. You stick with what you got, or you reboot everything, which means getting rid of Gal Gadot, getting rid of Jason Momoa, getting rid of Black Adam, Shazam, all of that stuff. You just wipe the slate clean because that's all tied to the Snyderverse. It's still considered,
and that's how you know that they don't fucking read comic books. How the fuck do you do Batgirl and Batwoman without setting up Batman first? Like, what kind of backwards ass shit is that?
And that's one of the worst parts of the Batwoman series is that, Batman's gone. We don't know where he went, but we don't care. We're just going to forget about that. No, you can't. Batman doesn't leave. There needs to be, I don't care what the reasoning is. They have to address a reason. And I don't know if they did that yet. But those
characters are inspired from Batman. They don't even have their fucking careers without him. It's just they come from him. That's why it makes no fucking sense.
Barbara Gordon. Wait, was it Gordon? Barbara Gordon that's Batgirl?
Barbara Gordon is Batgirl. Kate Kane
she becomes Oracle later on.
Yeah, and she's supposed to lead the Birds of Prey and all that, yeah.
Exactly. See, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, is that there is a natural progression on this, and it all starts with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. You got Wonder Woman and Aquaman, you got to have Superman, and Batman's still there. And again, this is just, perhaps their next movies are Batgirl and, what was the other one? I'm sorry. Supergirl.
Supergirl.
And just in case somebody from Warner Brothers is listening, look, don't be so desperate for inclusion that you do a bunch of stupid shit. Because if you do things the right way, you can get to all that and it will flourish even more because there's a built-up appreciation for it. Instead of you just shoving it in to make your little money. They like money, right? You will make more money in the long run doing what you're supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, the Batman and Superman stuff that they call flops or whatever, it was only a flop because they put a number on it and it didn't quite reach those numbers. It wasn't that far. It just didn't reach those numbers. The other problem here is that I would definitely, if I were to talk to Warner Brothers, if they were listening, I would remind them what the Supergirl movie did in the 80s. They thought they could capitalize. They thought they could capitalize off of the Superman craze, and it flopped hard because awful. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that you can't.
But I hear what you're saying, Chris. But special effects got so much better now, so I don't know if that'd be a good argument now.
Yeah, but it wasn't effects that was hurting that movie. It was the fucking writing. It was everything.
Yeah, the special effects, right? The actress, but they got better actors now. Benoit, whatever her name is, man, she's the perfect Supergirl.
Yeah, Melissa Benoist is a good Supergirl. Unfortunately, she was just surrounded by shitty writing. Yeah, that's what hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But if they was to put her on the big and get a good writer, she could kill it.
She could, and she would kill it even more if you had like a Supergirl and a Superman team up. The way that happens in the comics. Like
to me, there's only one thing, and I don't know if this is a long shot or not. The Rock's movie is going to have to be awesome. If Black Adam is awesome and the people are like gravitating to it and it's making a lot of money, I think they may listen to him, or he may have a little bit of strokes ahead. Look, we need to go this direction. We need to do this, this, and this. That's the only way. If he can't sway them with his star power, his charisma, his know-how, now if it's a flop, then he is done. But if it makes, let's say, 800 million plus,
they want $1 billion. They're gonna scrap that so damn quick if it doesn't make $1 billion.
Yeah, but I
guarantee
it doesn't even need to make that. Whatever the budget
is,
it doesn't.
As
long as it makes a profit. But look, he already swayed them. That's why the movie is there. Like he's been trying to do it for a while, but like you're talking about 10 plus years, and obviously he's become Dwayne Johnson with all these movies and stuff. So I'm just like, if I were in his position, I'd be like, so y'all not gonna bring Henry Cavill back. Watch me walk the fuck away, because I can do that because I'm Dwayne Johnson. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You're gonna have to have that kind of clout to get.
You're making it sound like Warner Brothers uses their brains. They gave
No,
him
I'm
his
not making
movie.
it sound like that. I specifically said that they're stupid as fuck, and I'm letting you know that if I were in his position, what I would do to get what I want.
If I
And
was
if
in
not,
his
then I'm walking
position, you know
away.
what I'd do right now? If I was in his position right now, I'd kick the ass of whoever's making the decisions for the DCEU and say, I'm in charge now, motherfuckers. Get the fuck out.
Well, I think he got to go in there and prove himself first before he can do that. Because I mean, it's one thing to say that you're a badass. When you come in my house and show me you're a badass, and then I may sit back and look at you because these Warner Brothers think they're badasses too, even though they're dumbasses. They still think they're badasses.
No, they got a shack.
Who are you to say
this? They got a house.
Or they're saying, who do you think you are coming here? Blah, blah, blah. He come in there and he blow it off the roof. Then he got a little bit more cachet and a little bit more.
That is 100% true, right? Because like humans, they require
I don't
proof.
think so.
Humans require proof. Like you gotta, if you're a star, your product needs to make money. You need to generate more fans and et cetera, et cetera. That way you have some pull. That way you can look at them and go, "What now, motherfucker? Like, do you want to deny me now?"
Superman made almost $1 billion, and they literally tried to sabotage the whole thing. I'm not saying it was a great movie. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they had two great characters played by two great actors, and they sabotaged it because it wasn't what they wanted to make.
And to Warner Brothers, Rock is just an actor. Like, if their movie does good, they're going to assume, oh, well, our movie was good. It had nothing to do with Rock.
Yeah, I seriously don't think that I don't know. I just don't think that's how it's going to work because their brains don't fucking work.
The track record with Warner Brothers is that they can go either way. You have occasions where they disrespect the actors, and then you got the ones that they prop up like Amber Trash Heard, so they do flip-flop on that. So it's hard to say, but you have a better chance at asking and getting what you want if you can make them a lot of money. So him making a lot of money with Black Adam is important for that cause.
Yeah, I agree with you. It'll help, but if Warner Brothers is saying Henry Cavill is done, they're done with him. No matter what Rock says, they're not going to bring him back.
Oh, absolutely. See, that's the thing, right? Because you're right about that too. Because there's no guarantee, but what you want is a more or less likely for things to work in your favor, and you better make some money because that's what they care about more than anything. Obviously, is money.
Yeah.
What platform you talking about, Jason?
No idea.
Boswell said the Shazam Black Adam universe should be the one, including Superman, to their movies. We agree, bro. We want to see that. We want to see Black Adam versus Superman versus Shazam.
Yes, the two of them versus him. Like I don't care what anyone says.
That's what it was supposed to be.
If they can do that and get that fight right, that will be the best thing in all the comic book stuff. If they nail that shit, I'm like, do you know how much effects and money you would have to spend on the three of those guys fighting in the fucking air and buildings and shit? Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would. Especially they did it like the damn animation movie. Oh
like in that anime. Oh shit, man! Just step aside after that.
Yep. I agree. All right, we're gonna go on to the next topic. Next topic. Do you think the Matrix franchise can win back the fans it lost with this last movie, or should they hang it up? I don't know if all of us on the panel have seen Matrix 4, but it is pretty hard to watch, in my opinion. Only good thing about it was Neil Patrick. I think he was awesome as the new architect. Rest of it, I could do without. So, but
he's not the new architect.
But whatever the hell he is, in my opinion, he's the new architect. He's the new boss.
No, because there's higher ups, and he even says that. But anyways, we won't get into that.
I'll say this: hang it up. I don't even want to see where they're going with the next few movies. I don't care. This one was trash. It was one of the worst movies of 2021. So yeah, hang it up. I'm not interested anymore. I could care less.
All right, Terrence.
Yeah, man. I unfortunately saw Matrix 4, and before I saw the trailers, man, I was like, I don't want to see another Matrix. The last one was fucking trash, right? The only thing that I liked in the third one was when Neo and Smith fought. The rest of that shit, nah, fucking garbage. And then they was like, oh, we making a fourth one. Okay, don't care. Saw the trailers. Okay, this looks interesting. Let's see what happens. Went in there, still not excited, but maybe we might get something. Danny, I didn't saw that shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? Is this a mad TV sketch? What kind of parody shit is this? It was like they got the humans out in the world that don't like the Matrix and put them in the movie and started the camera. I was like, are you fucking kidding me with this shit? That movie was so bad that I turned into an agent while watching it. It made no
Damn.
fucking sense.
Damn.
And then Neo was like a lost puppy. It hurt my heart. It hurt my heart what they did to my boy. You're not even gonna talk about that cringy ass ending, but look, I like the actors that are in the movie, but if they would have had Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus and Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, it would have made the movie slightly better than it was, but it still would have been trash. But at least they would have been able to sell those scenes where they had this weird thing that they did where they would flash back to scenes from the first movie to
Yeah,
remind us of a movie
how
we
good it
should be
was.
watching instead of that shit. And Neil kept doing that same move with his hands. I was like, you gonna do something else, Neil? Danny, I was an hour into that movie. Anzo, hour in, I was like, this movie is bad. I was okay. Maybe the last hour and 20 minutes, they gonna turn it up. they
Yeah, it was tough.
and then Danny was tough. I'm telling you, there was 3 moments where I thought about shutting the movie off, and that's
Shit.
just not usually a thing. I thought about that 3 different times. I was like, no, Terrence, you got to finish it because I need to know how it ends in case they try to make 10 more movies. I was like, this movie was so weak. You only had one Wachowski directing the movie.
Really?
2 of the stars didn't return. They was like, nah, we good. This don't even sound like something to do. And look, we all love Keanu, but I'd rather
Yeah,
see
yeah,
John
like
Wick
his
4.
yeah, like his heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, like he phoned it in. And one of the things that
Right.
kept fucking bothering me in this movie is he kept saying, I never believed I was the one. But motherfucker, if you watch the first 3, you have to believe you were the one to do what you were doing. All of a
Right.
sudden, you don't believe he was the one anymore? I was like,
Right.
what is this?
Anzo, I
And
was
how
thinking
is
the
it that he
same
lost
thing.
his powers and Trinity got him now? I mean,
You know
Oh
what I
my,
mean?
Danny. Now that you say it, now I can go in on that shit. They talking about we are the one. I'm like, no, 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 and all that is holy. I was like, no, Neo is supposed to be the one. I had 3 movies telling me that this dude was the one, and even in the
Facts.
first Matrix, the first one, you're talking about he was really intelligent. He was selling people stuff low key. They came to him for certain things like that. The way Neo was depicted in the first movie, his balls were so much bigger than in this new one. Like I felt like Neo was gonna die every second in this new one. He was so helpless. And then, like Anzo said, oh, I'm not the one. Did that really happen? The first 3 movies? I'm not the one. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be the one to finish this shit if you keep talking like that, Neo. Say it again. Say it again, Neo. Like I was, oh man,
I
what the
watched I
fuck?
watched the first one bootleg, and I said, well, let me watch it on Disney Plus where I can
Regular,
see
yeah.
everything. And I was like, oh my god, that shit was like NyQuil, bro. I was like, damn.
For
Right, and
real,
it was
though.
boring. I was like, how is a Matrix movie boring like this? Because look, I'm not gonna lie, the sequels are going downhill, but at least the second Matrix movie, you had all these cool fight scenes in the freeway. They didn't have nothing that cool in the new one. It's
For
like
real.
they tried, but I'm like, it felt flat. It's like they started to do something and then they stopped caring. Like 90% of the movie, it was so weird. Like even that concept that I thought was intriguing, which was the humans are like these bots and they kind of swarm you and shit with the
Mm-hmm.
agents around. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty interesting. If the writing was good, then that would just be epic. But it wasn't. It just like you kind of get that little oof, like like the dog with the ear popping up kind of interest, and then when you see what it is, you just kind of lay back down like you're like, nah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you on that. Yeah, this was pretty tough to watch.
Yeah,
Extremely tough to watch,
somebody
Danny.
told me, Danny and Anzo, they was like, oh, so you thought it was bad because of Trinity. I was like, first of all, I love the Trinity character in the other three movies. I was like, Trinity was awesome. She was ready to kill somebody because they kissed Neo. I'm just saying. And in this one,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know who Carrie Ann Moss is playing, but this is not Trinity. It is just not. I don't care what this is. No, stop it.
Yeah, it was bad, man. I couldn't
I
take it.
didn't hate it, but my only thing is trying
Really?
to. Well, hold on. Let me explain this a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out if they're really trying to reboot the series or if they really are just satirizing the whole thing. Because there's a lot of stuff in this that I just feel like this whole movie is a giant troll. And actually, because I kind of think that way, I kind of look at it and go like, I think this is hilarious. Um, I didn't hate it though. I really didn't. I don't know. It's just
Even what did I say? Even like I was telling my friend's dad because he was like, should I watch this team, man? I don't know. I was like, hell no, don't watch that shit. Watch something else. Watch that last. But like the new character Bugs, the one with the blue hair, I was like, okay, she seemed kind of cool, but since the writing was bad, I just didn't care about her. I was like, I don't care about none of these new characters. It's just like to me, she was the only one where I feel like if you were to snatch her out and put her in the first movie, she would be so fucking cool. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
nothing about nothing. Like any moment where you're like, damn, this about to get epic. Nope. Oh, that's about to be cool. Nope. There's just a whole bunch of nopes. It was like teases and then nothing happens. And then when you get to the end, there's no big payoff. And they're talking about, oh, the franchise is revived. The Matrix is back. Back from where? Back how? I'm like,
Bro,
we
they
must have watched different movies.
facts, bro. They
Was
went
that
into the
really
robe. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
was that Jada Pinkett that played revived her role?
yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
But I was
Naomi.
gonna say they went into the fucking real world, right, to get Trinity, right? And this
Right.
architect, even though whatever he was, architect, not architect, he knew that having them there was his card. Yet they had no fucking robots like guarding them. Like they have a
Right.
million
You
robots and
see, they
no
had the
robots
force.
guarding it.
They had the force field, which is funny because this is why I say it's a troll. Because listen to what they say. We used that sentient being to go in, and that was our one shot. Meaning that if you just keep getting new sentient beings, each one of them gets one shot to go through that force field. So it's like,
Man, nobody was scared of Neo. They didn't even treat him like a threat. They was treating him like,
Hmm.
oh, here you
A
go.
bitch.
Take your medicine. Here you go, bitch boy. Here, take some blue pills while you at it. I'm like, man, no. I was like, they were treating him like so
See,
unlike a threat that I never felt anything. And that's supposed to be the one. He's supposed to be popping off and stuff. But they brought him back like
see,
a bitch boy. It was weird.
this movie right here proves my point. That guy did not do a good Morbius. The other guy did not do a good Mr. Smith. The same thing with Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa. It ain't gonna feel right. It ain't go. We want Lawrence Fishburne as Morbius. There are some characters that only certain actors can play. And this right here
You
is a prime example.
you know
And
what, Danny?
when I first saw Morbius, I was like,
You,
that's Lawrence Fishburne. And Mr. Smith, Hugo Weaving, that
right.
guy didn't come close. So
You
that's my point right there.
you know what, Danny?
Mm.
That's extremely fair. But I will say this though. I do like that actor that they had as Morbius, right? Like I liked him as Black Manta and
I
all the
like him,
other
but
stuff I
there
saw him in, Watchmen and all that. Like
he's like
I
a
like
black
him,
joker.
I
Acting
but
all
know.
but
stupid, silly.
but it's like to me, I feel like the writing is very important. Like they
Right.
were working with some really bad writing, which is
Yeah.
why you've heard me in other streams. Like what? The best way to win over an audience, and it's not about replace it. Like, get that out the mind about replacement. It's just another person trying to do something special and get individuals excited. The best way to do that is to couple whoever that is with good writing. Because you're not going to win nobody over if you got shitty writing. If anything, you're going to make them double down on that. Like, see, I told you. It's like, well, yeah, look at the shit that we got, though.
Okay,
Right.
but
The
to go to argue y'all point, y'all. Well, some YouTubers. I'm not gonna say y'all. Some YouTubers, some YouTubers don't have faith in the Marvel product and in the Disney Plus. They say it's lazy writing, all this kind of stuff. So if you already have that preconceived notion that it's gonna be lazy writing, it's not gonna be good. If it might get 1 or 2 good movies out of 10 or 15. Why even mess with something that's been so iconic, so much work been put behind it? Like I
because
said,
it's
Black Panther should not die. But T'Challa is not a household name yet. He is just isn't.
Well, I
but
mean, but he
T'Challa
is
is the
though,
Black Panther. That's what I'm
and it.
saying. So for me, it's like, listen, you and Marvel has a way of casting very well. They have a way of
Mhm,
casting very well.
they
Whoever
do.
they get may not live up to what Chadwick Boseman did, but at least we can get something good. Now, the guy that played Morpheus, I didn't hate him. The guy that played Smith, I
Oh
fucking
my
hated.
god,
The
that
guy
dude
that
was
played
a fucking
Smith was
dweeb. I was
trash.
like, when he was like, Mister, I was like, shut up, sit down,
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
stop,
there's
yeah.
only
stop.
there's only one Hugo Weaving, Bo. There's,
But it's
I
it's
watched that clip yesterday.
Well,
Mr. Anderson. Nobody can
yeah,
say that line like he does.
that's true. But
I
that dude wasn't
again,
even. He had no
I
charisma. There was
At
nothing
all.
imposing about him. He just
okay,
seemed like a dweeb that you would grab by his neck and toss aside.
yeah. I mean, that okay. This Mister Smith, this Agent Smith, whatever, is definitely it. I don't know if I want to use forgettable necessarily. It was kind of like a side note. It wasn't even really a
He was
mainstay.
pretty
Forgettable,
It's
forgettable.
like
forgettable
whatever
exactly.
reason he was there. I didn't hate the actor, and I didn't hate parts of that. I thought it was again. I didn't hate this movie. I understand where you're coming with that, but then I hear things that said that Hugo Weaving was willing to come back. He just couldn't right now when they were shooting this.
And they should have
This
waited for
goes
him.
Yeah.
exactly, but listen, Marvel didn't wait for the whole thing after WandaVision to get Benedict Cumberbatch
To
in
be
to do
fair,
that
Chris,
final scene.
Marvel is Marvel. Like Matrix, nobody was talking about Matrix. They could have
I'm not
waited.
saying that. This is still the same. This is the problem. Listen, when you know that you have something that would work or that should be the way you do it, too many studios are going to the fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, and Marvel's done it too. I'm just saying.
It seems to be Warner Brothers that's suffering from that because I would have waited on Hugo Weaving and I would have waited on Lawrence Fishburne. I just would have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have made it. It would have made it. Those scenes would have been slightly better. If anything, we'd have been like, "Hey, man, they was good, but that script was trash." And now you got who are
I
these
heard
new guys?
I heard some rumor about Lawrence Fishburne didn't want to lose weight because he kind of gained a little bit of weight and being older. I
You,
heard
you
that.
know, I saw two interviews with him because this was before Matrix hit theaters, and they were asking him, like, "Yo, man, what? How come you didn't come back for Morpheus?" He was like, "They didn't ask me." That's all he kept saying, and that was so weird to me. What do you mean they didn't ask you? You're Morpheus, like the red pill and the blue pill. Who did that come from? That's Lawrence Fishburne, right? That was acting that out. So it's sad to me that they didn't ask him if
It is.
we are to believe him at his word.
Yeah, I do. Warner Brothers, for whatever reason, man, they sometimes they take the red pill when they should be taking the
They
blue pill.
think they know everything, and they don't even have a clue.
Man, you saw how many blue pills Neo was taking? That's like a lot of those executives at Warner Brothers. They just swallowing it and swallowing it.
What are you
Somebody
talking
come in
about?
there like,
They got a blue pill IV, man. It's like drip, 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 drip. That's all they got.
right, and they keep coming. They'll bounce back too, and somebody will be right there in that leather chair, like, okay, you dumb fuck. Now you went through the blue pill route. You sure you don't want to take the real? No, maybe this time it'll be different. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna show up with the red pill no more. Fuck that. You just take all the blue pills you want. You don't listen.
You're absolutely right on that, bro. Okay, final topic of the night. Topic number 4. Do you think that Spider-Man No Way Home will catch Endgame and jump into the $2 billion club? Anybody want to go first? Do you think that that Spider-Man No Way Home will be the next member in the $2 billion club?
I think it'll get there. I'll put it this way. I actually think that this was released back during what was going on with Endgame and Infinity War and all that, when there wasn't COVID, when there wasn't all that stuff. I really think it blew those movies out of the water as far as money wise. Now maybe it's because of those movies that it's doing so well right now, but people are packing theaters to see this no matter what it's like. The movie business is trying to figure out what can they do to get people back in theaters, and the answer was Spider-Man. I went to the Matrix. It had people there. It was like probably half, maybe close to 3/4, 2/3 full. The 3 times I've seen Spider-Man now, every time it was elbows to assholes, right across every time. That just blows my mind to think about how much problems they've had to get people in the theater. You mentioned Spider-Man, though. Every person's going. When I went to Matrix, I saw 7 people that I know that I haven't seen probably in months and months and months since this whole thing started. I saw 7 different people. I said, "What are you going to go see?" And I said, "Spider-Man." All of those people. It is absolutely crazy. I think it can get to the 2 billion. I think, though, if we didn't have all this stuff going on, I think it could be 2.5, maybe 3. I don't know, but it's crazy.
What happened was, and this is what I'm going to chalk it up to. Spider-Man is awesome. I've seen it twice already. Probably go see it again. They captured their Luke Skywalker moment in their franchise. A lot of people didn't like the first 2 movies and was saying it would get trash and garbage. But I actually like Mysterio. I think Mysterio was one of the better villains in the whole MCU universe. But they knew, they realized, I don't know who did it, but I'm glad they did. I guess contribute something to Kevin Feige. He realized that he had a strong fan base in Tobey Maguire. He had a strong fan base in Andrew Garfield. And he had some people even like I can't think of this current Spider-Man.
Tom Holland has a huge fan base.
Tom Holland. Yeah. So he said, "Damn, how about if I put all 3 of these bad boys together?" And that was essentially, I'm going to keep coining this, the Luke Skywalker moment. And everybody was quiet in my theater both nights. But when he started twirling that thing, that sling ring, and they saw the Spider-Man, they realized that it wasn't Tom Holland's, that it was one or the other. And when Andrew took off his mask, my theater went crazy. And Toby came in a few minutes later, they went crazy. Second night, same thing. It was kind of like when Captain America caught Moonir for the first time and said, "To your left," and Avengers Assemble. I get those same reactions. So Kevin Feige has found a way and realized and capitalizes on these so-called Luke Skywalker moments. They need somebody over there in the DCU Warner Brothers to capitalize on it, because it's a lot of cool moments. They got a little bit of a Zack Snyder, and Superman came back and he kicked ass with damn, what was our boy, the bad guy name? Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Well, you got a little bit of that, man, because I've seen the YouTube and people react to when Superman came in, and they went crazy. So they had the potential to do that. Why they don't do it, I don't know.
Let me think, Danny, because in terms of DCEU, I've seen all those in the theaters. The only time that for me that I experienced like a No Way Home in-game moment kind of reaction, they were spaced out. When Superman and Zod were fighting and the buildings were going down, I got that reaction from a theater that I was in. With Aquaman at the end, when he was spinning the trident and shit, when he was fighting Ocean Master, I got a moment like that. What else did I get that in?
I get that moment too when Wonder Woman popped on the scene with DVS and they played that music.
Right. Yeah, that was another one too. Yeah.
And then also in that bank when she's block all them damn bullets from the whole
Yeah.
crowd. So they got the moments in there, man, but they just don't know how to get the bang for their buck.
Oh, the warehouse scene with Batman got that
Yep.
from my theater too. Like, oh man, that was like one of the loudest moments in BBS because it was mostly quiet because you're sitting there disappointed, like why ain't this shit more epic? But anytime Batman showed up, the crowd was jumping up. So they had a little something, but just not consistent.
So they gotta be Kevin Feige knows how to cultivate all that stuff. So I wish somebody over there, or they would get somebody over there. For whatever reason, it's not gonna be Zack Snyder. So I don't know who it is gonna be over there. Somebody needs to go over there and get. I'm. That's why I keep saying my only. If I'm being totally honest, my only hope is The Rock. So I hope that he kills Black Adam and it makes a ass of money and he's able to sway them at least. Listen to me. I know what I'm doing. Just give
Um,
me a chance to
let,
lead
let me
y'all.
Warner
let me
Brothers
let
knows
me
what
let
they're
me
doing too. Trust them.
let
They
me let me
know
answer
exactly what
your
they're doing.
question, Danny. What was that again about No Way Home?
No, is it going to be the $2 billion? Is it going to make the $2 billion club?
Okay. I don't know. It's possible because I've only seen it twice. Both of which in the theaters. Twice on the same night. Actually, I saw it twice on that Thursday, and both times it was packed. I have my Miles Morales compression shirt on. Others had their Spider-Man shirts on, and different individuals even came in the full blown Spider-Man. There was one dude with Green Goblin. Same thing with the second time around. And when Andrew came out, like you said, now I actually stood up out of my chair and clapped when I saw Andrew. I left my chair. So my friends was like, "Damn, T, you only did that like a few times that we've seen." I was like, "Yeah, it takes a lot to get me out of my fucking seat." Like, there's a difference between me cheering and I'm sitting down versus me standing up. Like, that don't happen that often. So shout out to No Way Home. I think that it is one of those films that I call a masterpiece in relation to comic book films specifically for what it was able to do with all the combined lore from Spider-Man fans and stuff. And they really paid it off. The way that they handled Toby and Andrew was better than what I thought they would do. I thought they would just swing through like, "Hey, remember us?" and just kick somebody off a roof, and then they just go back through a portal. Like, "Oh, I wish I would
I
have
kind of
seen
thought
them
that,
through."
but the only
Yeah,
Man,
thing,
but
let me ask you guys something really quick. I'm sorry, go ahead on. So I'll ask because
yeah,
it
let
has
me let
nothing
me
really
say
to do
this
with the
real quick.
question.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
go ahead.
man, if I was in that theater, I would have told you, I would have been like, "Yo, sit your big black ass down. I'm trying
you
to
know,
watch
you
this
know what?
fucking
Like,
movie."
No,
first of all, you wouldn't even be looking at me because
man.
number one, like, okay, first of all, I was on the top row, so I wasn't in nobody's way.
Okay,
And
there you go.
secondly, and secondly, everybody was so focused on the movie, they wouldn't be looking at my big black ass. They was
Shit.
focused on Andrew and Toby.
I be
Yeah, but
side
if you're
mother.
in front of them,
I be
right? Go
Hey,
ahead,
hey,
side
Zach.
I'll
motherfuckers
tell
up.
you what, Anzo. Like, some humans, like maybe they were thinking that, but it ain't gonna be that many that's gonna
Yeah.
say it. I mean, you
If
might
you
get a couple, but I'd be like, "Hey, bitch, this is Spider Man. You supposed to be
yeah.
cheering with me."
If I look at the individual, he look like Pee Wee Herman, I might say that. But if he look like fucking Hulk Hogan, I ain't saying shit. And
Yeah, they just
my mind would be like, damn, I hope you go ahead and sit his big ass down.
For real. For real. I'd probably turn to my girl and be like, "Yeah, why the fuck is this guy standing up for?"
man, y'all,
Be
y'all,
like,
y'all
"Baby,
really,
why don't you say something?" Nah, I'm good. He'll sit down. He'll sit down.
yeah, y'all know y'all was cheering too, man. Like it
I
was
was,
like,
man, the second time I went, it was this guy, man, he was in there and he had 3 kids and they were talking like we're talking now.
right,
And they were like in front of me. So I know the people right behind them was, I mean, directly in front of them was like pissed off. Because I always
Slaps them.
sit where the like the handicap things at, so it has social
okay,
distancing
okay.
and nobody get close to me.
Mhm.
So I always
Right.
sit there. But man, they were like, hey. And then this fool got on the phone, man. He was like holding a conversation. Like, hey man, what's up?
Somebody was on the phone during No
Yes.
Way Home.
Some ignorant ass motherfucker.
You guys need
Wow,
to get in the
how?
theaters like we have here. When
He
those
got up
phones
and
come
left.
out, trust me,
I
most of
won't
our theaters here, those phones come out like out of nowhere, like out of the woodwork, like a cockroach. The fucking employees come up and they'll walk up to a person. They're like, and you don't hear them because they're really, really quiet. But they probably go like, "Yo, motherfucker, put that shit away."
I won't talk on the phone, but I sometimes I have to text for my job.
Well,
I'll
I mean, if
text.
you got to see it, I mean, yeah.
I won't hold it up
I'm
like
talking
this
about
so the
anybody
whole
that,
theater can see it. Without
I,
holding
I,
it
but
I
up and like,
normally will shut
I
my
want to
phone
ask you
off,
something.
but if I
okay.
don't and I keep hearing the I'm like, hey human,
Yeah.
hang on, we in no way home. I'm like, what the hell?
So
I can't do
yeah, I
that.
turn that all off. I turn off the vibrate and everything on it. Did anybody else kind of wonder why? Listen, I know again, Disney has the ability to de-age. Everybody's got the ability to de-age. Toby looked a little old in this.
You look
You
like
know
a
what?
baby.
You know what? I sort of noticed, but look, I feel like it worked because he had
Well,
so much wisdom. It just made sense to me. I don't know.
I think what it is that they
Me
plucked
too.
him out of a time that it's been long after, or maybe they're just going by the timeline that is current compared to their time that they were in the theaters. So those were back, in the early 2000s,
Chris, did you
and
see
that's
Toby's face when he came through the portal? He was wearing a jacket. He was like, "Look, I
yeah,
fought the Sinister Six and the Sinister 12. Like, who
mhm,
needs help over here? I
Well,
got
you know
you."
yeah,
what's
yeah,
crazy?
I know.
Why did Toby look older, but the Goblin didn't? He looked the same age.
Because they did de-age him. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They de-aged him
Well,
and
I mean,
Alfred
I
Molina.
seen
Well,
I seen Willem Dafoe. Like, he don't look that much older. He still looks
well,
like Willem Dafoe to me.
the
Mhm,
reason why is they came right before they died. Spider-Man
Exactly.
came years later,
Right.
mhm.
Right.
right? He still lived his whole life, and then when he came through, it was
Yeah,
probably around the same time as the Toby movies. But those guys, like Alfred Molina and the Goblin, they came from right after they died. So
Right. That's true, Hanzo, based upon how their reactions were. It was like they were
yeah,
still in their moments. And
right.
technically the same thing with the others. They had to quickly adjust to what was going on, and that let us know that they did snatch them from their respective moments in time.
They were really smart how they did it because I like how they did the organic comparison, the organic webs compared to other ones. You're like, oh
Loved it.
man, that's cool.
Yeah.
We can't do that, and that was cool.
Right.
But what bugged me about this whole thing, none of them had spider sense. They got that tingle shit. Like,
mhm.
You know
why
what?
not?
Tom
Why not?
Tom Holland was cheating, Danny. Like the stuff, man. The way he was, the scene was cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the scene, but the way he was doing was strange. Like even Doctor Strange looked at him like, okay, no, so you gonna start cheating on Spider Man? All right, all right, I
But
got
yeah,
you.
Hmm.
when he knocked him out of his body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. When he did the math thing, I'm like, okay, he's smart enough to do math. Ain't nobody taking that away from him. But the way he was using his spider sense when he was out of his body in relation to Doctor Strange magic, I was like, that's some cheating shit. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it a pass because the scene was cool.
we always
but
knew,
I love
man.
that
That
they showed it
yeah,
over his
Right,
head. I love that they showed that.
right. Yeah,
okay.
that. Yeah,
I attribute that to Kevin Feige is a fan. He read the comic books. And he probably threw that in and said, "Hey man, this might be pretty." And that might was something in a what if. I don't know. I haven't read all the Spider-Man comic
he,
books,
he he
so
knew
I
what he
don't
was
know.
doing because he
Yeah,
because he knew there'd be somebody like me, like we just sitting there cheering. Yeah, yeah. What did
But
Spider Man just do? And then he just
but
yeah,
did
yeah.
Kevin Feige really have a lot to do with this? Because everybody keeps saying it's Sony. Like this is
It,
Sony's picture.
well
it's
they had
it's
they
it's
had
I would say it's
they had
60%
producer.
Sony and 40% Kevin Feige. That's how I look
Okay.
at it.
I think on producer it was Kevin Feige, so producers really have a lot to do with it. I don't know
Right, right.
about how much he got in the
Like
secrets and
writing it.
stuff and writing and
Hmm.
stuff. I would imagine
Mhm.
he got some say so in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
I
for
give
sure.
him 40. I give him 40% of that. You know what I'm saying? Because Sony, they have
Hmm.
a lot of ideas on terms of what they can and can't do. So I say
Right,
60% Sony.
right. And he probably said, "No, that's not going to work. This will work. That won't work.
Right,
This
and
will work."
also and also too, Anzo, like in terms of the silhouette with the villains and what they trying to do with their Sony verse, they be like, no, no, no,
Hmm.
no, you're not using that. We gonna use him, and y'all can do blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So I'm sure there was
Hmm.
a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
You think we'll see the Venom that we want to see since he left that little slither of himself in this
I hope
universe?
so,
God,
but then but I heard like they was gonna call it I don't know if it's true, but I heard like, oh, Marvel Studios, the Lethal Protector,
Protector. Yeah.
and I'm like, if that's the case, then they're
I don't
gonna
want.
do
I
more
don't
of the
want to.
same.
I
You
don't want to
know?
see Flash as Lethal Protector though. I don't want to see that.
Oh my God, no, no,
Or
no,
Agent
please
Venom.
no,
Agent Venom. I heard that kicked around. I don't want to see that.
no. That dude is too goofy. No, no, no.
Now that's one time that I don't like race bending. Really? Uh, Not, yeah, because Flash is a blonde haired, blue eyed guy in the comics. And
And
this
he's an
guy,
asshole and a bully.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he just just his physical presence does not fit if they was to go the direction of Agent Venom. So
And it's like it's
No.
weird because they took it's a pattern now that I think about it. They took their big bully characters like Flash and Eddie Brock, and they turned them into these jokey, like let's
mhm.
make everybody laugh kind of characters. I'm
I'm
like,
telling you what I think going to happen. I think we're going to see
Yeah.
Hobgoblin with Ned Leeds because now he is no longer Parker's friend because he no longer has memories of Parker, and I think that's what we're going to see
the
because
only way that I think that might work, Danny, is if I feel like we need a little bit of Sony's like tonal input because I feel like seeing Ned as we've seen him. He's funny and stuff, charming. You like, okay, yeah, you don't really want nothing to happen to Ned, but it's like he's really goofy. So what you would have to do is you would have to write it in a way to where there's a sudden kind of turn that makes him super sinister, and it's very important that you nail that because otherwise we're not going to buy him
I'm
as the
telling you what
villain.
it is. Him and MJ have a relationship. Peter comes back on the scene and she falls for Peter, or Peter makes her remember, but he don't remember, and he's mad and pissed off because you remember
Um,
when they sent
okay.
him back to the other. Let me finish this thought. To other
Yeah.
dimensions, they didn't send back that glider. They just sent back the people. And who was at the glider last? It was Ned. So I guarantee you, Ned's probably got that glider. He's smart enough to reconfigure it, paint it orange, and be the Hobgoblin.
But you
Uh,
still would have to write that a certain way because otherwise it's just going to be, oh, Ned is just. You don't want to just look at it as Ned is just Hobgoblin. He just got on the clothes and the glider. It's like he needs to make a character change
That's
that
what I'm
maybe what
saying. He falls in love with MJ, but MJ gravitates towards Peter, and he's a spurned lover.
I think that could be a springboard, but there also has to be taken in consideration something else in the acting. I think that
Then,
tonal difference from Sony is what we need because I have a
then,
feeling if
then
they
who's
make
to
it too
say?
jokey,
What's to say he feel bad about himself and he finds that formula, or he changes that formula to get more?
I think execution it got to be because I hear what you're saying and that could work, but that also could just come across as like okay he's the villain, but none of us are terrified of him. He's just here.
I think they could do it because he lost that weight, looking all.
Yeah, I think they could do it too.
Yeah,
um,
I think they can, but the question is, will they do it? Will they nail it? Because let's be honest, they got a track record with these villains. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I listen. I said this before about this movie and Multiverse of Madness, that this is the Infinity War Endgame currently thing. The quick little glimpse we got of Multiverse of Madness, it very heavily relied on him making that spell of everybody forgetting about him. And I think that
did you
that's what,
notice Shuma Gorath in that trailer?
yes, I
Yes,
think
he is almost as powerful as Dormammu. A lot of humans don't know that, and
I,
I swear to
yeah,
God, if they
but
kill him in
no,
one movie, like
Who?
well, I don't know if they'll do
Shuma
that, but
Gorath, that
here's the
green
thing.
little alien looking thing,
I think that they're going to restore everybody's memory back somehow. I think that's going to be part of the thing that has to happen. But I think that with the multiverse going in splinters, they're going to try to do that first. And something's going to remind him. Either we're going to get more than just the two Doctor Stranges, we might get three. And again, that's a total like mirror image of what we got in Spider-Man. But I think we might get that too. And basically, that they'll have to figure that he'll have to figure out how to get that back to that, because I think it's going to play very heavily off of what happened in Spider-Man, and I think it's going to change a lot of the outcomes we thought we knew in Spider-Man to something else. That's what I think is going to happen.
And with all these reshoots and stuff, I'm slightly concerned that the narrative for it won't be as strong as No Way Home. That's what I'm thinking. Is going to be a bunch of like, hey, remember me? Yeah, hey, look, Charles Xavier. Hey, look, evil Doctor Strange, Shu McGorath. We're gonna kill in one movie. I don't want that to be the experience, because that'd be a damn shame to go from No Way Home to that.
Yeah, it would. I don't think.
Mm.
I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say I don't think they'll do that, but I think that Feige's smarter than that. But I don't know.
I do too, but I mean, when they
Dormammu
showed it to
existed
3
for
different
5 seconds.
audiences, and the audience didn't like it, so they had to redo like half of the movie. I'm just saying. So something's wrong. So when we get it, let's say when we get it is great, then it's gonna be like, damn, okay. So now I'm curious about what didn't work before, and then let's say we get it and then we don't like it, then I'm still gonna be curious about what did they do before that might have been what they should have kept in there.
I think we said this on Robert Storm's me and Oz was on there one night. Wouldn't it have been a whole lot easier if Peter would have went to Doctor Strange and said, hey, look, let Mysterio forget my identity. Wouldn't that have been a whole lot easier than the whole world?
Well, the thing is that with that, I feel like that's a solid point, but it don't work like that in comic books. Like these characters be emotional and stuff. Like, for example, ain't no way that Doctor Strange from Marvel Comics would be doing a spell that complicated with a talkative fucking teenager in his midst. Ain't no fucking way. Because that's way too dangerous.
Yeah,
he would have had him away from the room, or he would tell him shut his goddamn mouth one time. If he'd have opened it again, he would have rendered him unconscious.
Oh, he would have cast a spell where he would have had no mouth.
Right.
Right, or he just would have knocked him unconscious. Doctor Strange does that. He doesn't like when people mess with his spells because he knows how dangerous they can be, especially with just one little tweak. I mean, that's like a consistent thing with magic. You don't fuck with the spells.
What did you think about Wong now being the Sorcerer Supreme?
That was silly. It made me chuckle. I'm like, that's not how that works. But I wasn't mad at it. I just thought it was kind of silly. I like Wong though, but I'm just saying the way, he wasn't around, so now I'm the new. Okay, I feel like that's kind of like one of those things. Like I would even associate that kind of like with fighting. Like the real champ is not gone, so now you got this new person with the belt. It's like, bitch, you didn't fucking beat me. What you mean you the champion? Give me my shit back.
All right, well, gentlemen, this is another one in the books. 4 topics discussed. Do you have all the poll findings, Chris?
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and end this one that I got right now. The first one was, go back up here. Here we go. First one was after season 1 is over, will Boba Fett be considered a success? It was a 66-33 split. So 2/3 thought yes. The next one was, is it a good idea for the DCEU to have the lead heroes be Supergirl and Batman? 90% said no.
Strong.
Is the Matrix back, or should they kill the whole thing? 66% said kill it, so 2/3 said kill it. And the last one was, will Spider-Man No Way Home eclipse the 2 billion mark? 69%, great number, said yes.
Yeah. Well, before we get off, I want everybody to go around and shout out their particular channel and anything that's going on in their neck of the woods. We're going to start off with Terrence of the T-Virus channel. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, humans? Terrence here. Yep, my channel is T-Virus Terrence, and I don't have anything planned, but I did do some recent polls and stuff, and the last time I checked, like one of them was for, which film do you want to see? The Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield or Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire? And it was overwhelming for the Amazing Spider-Man 3. At that time, it was like 800 some odd votes. So, like, yo, these humans, I guess, want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3, as do I. But, if they do the other one, I'm down. Or they could do both of them. Like, some humans said, hey, why not both? I found that poll to be interesting. I was just curious to see, what humans would think about that. But, aside from some polls here and there, and got some different posts scheduled. I mean, when it comes to the videos, I just kind of be dropping them randomly. As you guys know, it's just whatever pops in my head. I just be doing all kinds of random shit. I'm just, I'm chilling, having fun. Yeah, pretty much.
Good deal. Chris Knight, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Oh, not much. Getting back to this, of course. Tomorrow night, Anza's show, Wednesday night, my show. Just working on getting some of the old shows back up and running. Hope to have that started up here in the next couple weeks. We'll see. Just lots of behind the scenes stuff I got to get ready. Other than that, though, not too much. Just looking forward, like I said, getting back into the swing of things on this, and it feels good. Great show tonight. Thank you for having me on as usual.
Not a problem. Anzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, boss?
Yes, guys know tomorrow night will be the Chaos List, so make sure to check that out. Wednesday will also be the OOC, and rest of the week we'll take it from there. But I do appreciate being back and doing these shows again with my boys here, Danny. Great topics today, man.
Thank you. And of course, I am Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. Like I said, we're back. First show of the season on the Chaos Central Network, Chaos Central crew. I hope that these 4 topics were enjoyable to discuss. Those of you that follow us in the chat, we appreciate it. As a year ago, we plan on all collectively doing better content, more interesting content. So please check out. Go ahead, sir.
You said better content, but your content's already good.
I appreciate it, but I always try to improve upon that. I always try to get more interesting, more thought-provoking topics. So, but I appreciate the compliment. Of course, like Chris said earlier, tomorrow night will be Anzo's show, Chaos List. Make sure, I'm pretty sure he has some honorable mentions cooking. And the night after, we will see myself, Chris, and Anzo on his show, the Rule of 3. We have 3 questions, 3 topics, 3 minutes. So, fantastic. And we're going to try and get square one back in the way of football. I'm telling you right now, football, I could care less about football. Now,
But why though?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to the Super Bowl because Wednesday, I hope my question come up because I'll tell you right now, I'm cheering for the bad man.
Shit.
I want him to be NFL MVP again, back to back, and I want him to go to the Super Bowl, and I want him to win. So that is what I'm cheering for. That's what I'm cheering for. Go Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a damn you lied about COVID. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Don't care. But
yeah, I assume that certain things are going well or bad, like based off of what my reactions are for my brother. Like if I hear him cursing, I'm like, oh shit, I guess the team lost. And then if he's cheering, then I'm like, I guess something worked out.
But that's my curiosity. Why don't you care anymore? What happened to make you not care?
First of all, I'm losing in all my damn fantasy leagues except one. My picks is going to hell. I don't even know what I don't know what the pick is now. And I can't pick these teams, man. I mean, you think somebody that should win? Because the Jets almost, if I'm not mistaken, the Jets almost beat Tampa Bay. I was like, what kind of shit is this?
Yeah.
So this year, it's like the year of Mixoplex or whatever, Mixoplexkin or whatever. I mean, it's all fucked up. So
wait, there's a football player named Mitzig Pitalik?
No, I'm saying this what his year is like. Anything that can go wrong and crazy is like it's straight from the 4th dimension.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was about to say that's a cool nickname. I'm like, I guess that player must be cheating or something.
But
what? Danny just mad because he's in last place with the picks. That's the only reason why.
I ain't even worried about that, bro. I'm telling you, I can't pick these teams, man. I was like,
yeah, Danny. What was I watching? I was watching Lethal Weapon 1, right, Danny?
Uh-huh.
And like when when Roger first meets Riggs, I was just like, I could picture like if you and I were partners on the Force, like our dynamic would be something like that. You just, oh hell, I'm not
Shit, at
working
my
with him.
age, I
No,
wouldn't even partner with you. I'm like, fuck no. No.
I'm too old for this shit, Danny. Like,
I'm trying to
Way too
retire.
old.
I'm trying to retire and go fishing. You trying to kick indoors and kick ass? No,
Daddy, you remember that line though when remember when the dude was on the roof and then Riggs was like, I'm gonna go talk to him, and then Roger was like, hey, just go up there, get him down. Don't do none of that jujitsu shit. Just get him down. I was
he
like,
got him down, didn't he? All right, fellas. Till tomorrow night. Take it easy, man. We enjoyed it. Catch you later.
Peace.
Comic Chat Entertainment.